Have you ever woken up in the morning, stepped out of bed, and felt like your joints were just a little more stubborn than they used to be? Like your knees creak louder than the floorboards? Or maybe your hands feel stiff before you've even had your coffee? If that sounds familiar, don't worry, you're definitely not alone. As we get older, our bodies start sending us little reminders that things are changing. But here's the good news, some of those aches, pains, and that lingering fatigue may have a common culprit, and that culprit is inflammation. Now, inflammation isn't always a bad thing. It's actually your body's way of protecting you when you're injured or sick. But the kind we're talking about today, the kind that sticks around and quietly causes problems, is something else entirely. Chronic inflammation can sneak up on you. It can affect your joints, your digestion, your energy levels, and even your mood. Over time, it can raise your risk for conditions like arthritis, heart disease, and even memory loss. But here's where things get exciting. You can actually eat your way to better health. Yes, really. The foods you choose every day can either turn up the heat on inflammation or help cool things down. And after 60, making a few simple changes to your plate can lead to less pain, more energy, and a whole lot more zest for life. In this video, we're going to walk through 5 powerful foods that help fight inflammation naturally. These aren't rare superfoods or fancy powders. They're everyday ingredients you can find at your local grocery store. And the best part? They're delicious. So grab your favorite cozy chair, maybe a cup of herbal tea, and let's get into it. Let's start with something you may already love, fatty fish, like salmon, sardines, or mackerel. Now I know, not everyone grew up eating fish, and for some folks, the idea of something fatty sounds like a bad thing. But trust me, this kind of fat is your friend. Fatty fish are rich in omega-3 fatty acids, which are basically the peacekeepers of your body. They help reduce inflammation, protect your heart, and support your brain. Think of omega-3s like a gentle oil that helps your joints move more smoothly and keeps things from feeling rusty. If you've ever had that feeling where your knees don't want to bend or your fingers feel swollen, omega-3s could be just what you need. A few servings of salmon a week, baked, grilled, or even tossed in a salad, can make a real difference over time. And here's a tip, if fresh fish feels like a hassle, try canned wild salmon or sardines packed in olive oil. They're affordable, easy to prepare, and still packed with those anti-inflammatory benefits. Just be sure to check the sodium content if you're watching your blood pressure. Now, let's talk about something that adds color to your plate and power to your health, berries. Whether it's blueberries, strawberries, raspberries, or blackberries, these little gems are bursting with antioxidants. And that's a word you're going to want to remember. Antioxidants are like your body's cleanup crew. They fight off the free radicals, those unstable molecules that can damage your cells and trigger inflammation. What makes berries even more amazing is how easy they are to add into your day. You can toss them in your morning oatmeal, blend them into a smoothie, or just eat them fresh with a spoonful of yogurt. And yes, frozen berries work just as well as fresh ones, sometimes even better because they're picked at peak ripeness and flash frozen right away. Let me tell you a little story. A woman named Carol, who's 68 and lives just outside of Denver, started adding a cup of mixed berries to her breakfast every morning. That's it, just one small change. A few weeks later, she noticed she wasn't reaching for her anti-inflammatory cream as often. Her morning stiffness had eased, and she even said she felt a bit lighter walking up the stairs. Could it be magic? Maybe not. But nutrition has a way of working gently, quietly, and deeply over time. Moving on to a warm, golden spice that you might already have in your kitchen cabinet, turmeric. This isn't just for curries anymore. Turmeric contains a powerful compound called curcumin, which has been shown in multiple studies to help reduce inflammation throughout the body. Now, turmeric on its own isn't absorbed very well by the body. But here's a trick, if you pair it with a little black pepper, your body absorbs it 20 times better. Isn't that wild? Just a dash of pepper turns turmeric into a superhero. You can sprinkle turmeric into soups, stews, roasted vegetables, or even stir it into your scrambled eggs. Some folks even enjoy what's called golden milk, a warm drink made with turmeric, milk, or a dairy-free alternative, a pinch of black pepper, and a bit of honey. It's soothing, comforting, and wonderful before bed. Turmeric can take a little getting used to if you haven't cooked with it before, but once you do, it becomes second nature. Plus, its earthy flavor adds such a lovely warmth to dishes, especially in the colder months when our bodies crave comfort. You know, eating anti-inflammatory foods isn't about turning your diet upside down. It's about small, consistent shifts that support your body where it's at. No one's asking you to live off kale and quinoa unless you want to. But simply adding a few of these healing foods into your week, here and there, can help ease the stiffness, calm the body, and bring back a sense of vitality you may have thought was gone for good. And isn't that what we all want? To feel good in our bodies again. To have energy to play with the grandkids, walk in the garden, or get up from the chair without groaning. It's the little joys that matter, and those joys are a whole lot easier to enjoy when inflammation isn't weighing you down. Alright, we've covered some delicious and powerful foods so far, from the ocean's healing fats to the sweet burst of berries and the golden touch of turmeric. Each of them plays a unique role in helping your body calm the flames of inflammation. Let's keep going, because the next food on our list might surprise you. It's extra virgin olive oil. Yes, that bottle sitting on your kitchen counter, the one you might use for salads or sautéing veggies. It's not just delicious, it's medicine in a bottle. Now, not all oils are created equal, but extra virgin olive oil is special. It contains a compound called oleocanthal, which acts in the body a bit like ibuprofen, helping to reduce inflammation naturally, without the side effects. Imagine that every drizzle of olive oil could be gently soothing your joints, helping your heart, and even supporting your brain. I once met a gentleman named Henry. He's 72, used to work in construction, and his hands had started to ache from years of hard work. His daughter, a nurse, encouraged him to switch from butter and vegetable oils to olive oil. He didn't think much of it at first. "It's just oil," he said. But within a couple of months, not only had his hands loosened up, but his doctor noticed his cholesterol levels had improved too. Sometimes the smallest changes ended up making the biggest difference. Here's a tip: try using olive oil as your go-to for salad dressings. Mix it with a bit of lemon juice or balsamic vinegar, and you've got a tasty, anti-inflammatory topping. Or drizzle it over roasted vegetables, stir it into soups, or simply dip some whole grain bread into it for a snack that's as healing as it is tasty. Speaking of whole grains, let's move on to another powerhouse that deserves more attention: leafy green vegetables. I know, some of us grew up thinking vegetables were the punishment on the dinner plate. But leafy greens like spinach, kale, collard greens, and Swiss chard are absolutely loaded with nutrients that help calm inflammation in the body. These greens are packed with vitamins A, C, and K, and minerals like magnesium and iron. They also contain plant compounds that help your cells fight off stress and repair themselves more efficiently. And when you're over 60, that's something your body will thank you for. Now, I get it, not everyone loves the taste of greens right off the bat. But here's the trick: you don't have to eat them plain. Try adding a handful of spinach into your morning eggs. Blend a little kale into a fruit smoothie. You won't even taste it, I promise. Or sauté some chard with garlic and olive oil for a delicious side dish that feels more like comfort food than health food. Even frozen greens can work wonders. They're easy to store, quick to cook, and still full of those anti-inflammatory benefits. Just keep an eye out for added salt or sauces, simple is best. And while we're talking about greens, don't forget herbs. Parsley, cilantro, basil, they're not just pretty garnishes. They're full of anti-inflammatory compounds too. Sprinkle them generously, and your body will thank you. One thing I always tell folks is this: eating well after 60 isn't about deprivation. It's not about cutting everything out and living off rabbit food. It's about adding in the good stuff, foods that taste wonderful and make you feel better. Imagine your plate as a tool for healing, not just a meal. That mindset shift alone can be so empowering. Because the truth is, you deserve to feel good. You've spent decades taking care of others, your kids, your family, your job, your responsibilities. Now it's your turn. Taking care of yourself, even in small ways like choosing the right foods, is not just okay, it's essential. There's something incredibly hopeful about knowing that the body can respond, even now, even in our 60s, 70s, and beyond. It doesn't take a perfect diet. Just a consistent one. One that loves your joints, your heart, your digestion, and yes, even your mood. Food is powerful. It's not just fuel, it's information. Every bite you take is sending signals to your body. Hey, it says, let's turn down the inflammation. Let's make things easier. And the more you make those choices, the more your body will respond in kind. That's why it's so exciting to think about how accessible these changes can be. You don't need fancy supplements or expensive health foods. You need a few trustworthy ingredients, a willingness to try, and maybe a new favorite recipe or two. And let's not forget the joy that comes with eating good food. The smell of garlic and olive oil, the sweet pop of berries, The bright green of fresh spinach on your plate, it's not just healthy, it's beautiful. Nourishing yourself can be a source of pleasure, not a chore. So we've talked about the power of fish and berries, turmeric's golden glow, olive oil's smooth healing, and the quiet strength of leafy greens. Each one bringing something special to your body, helping reduce inflammation and bring back a little lightness and ease. There's one more food I want to share with you, and it might just be the simplest one of all. Because the one food that often gets overlooked, yet may be one of the most powerful anti-inflammatory heroes of all, is nuts, especially walnuts and almonds. Now, I know what you might be thinking, aren't nuts fattening? It's a common concern, but here's the truth, when you enjoy them in moderation, nuts are one of the smartest snacks you can reach for, especially after 60. They're rich in healthy fats, fiber, and protein, which helps you feel full and energized. But more importantly for our topic today, they contain compounds that actively reduce inflammation in the body. Take walnuts, for example. They're loaded with omega-3 fatty acids, just like fatty fish. That means they help soothe inflamed joints, protect your brain, and support a healthy heart. A small handful a day, about 7 whole walnuts, is all you need to start seeing benefits over time. And then there's almonds. These little wonders are full of vitamin E, a powerful antioxidant that helps protect your cells from inflammation. They also have magnesium, which many older adults are low in, and that matters, because low magnesium levels are linked to higher inflammation. Isn't that fascinating? One tiny nut, doing so much. The great thing about nuts is how easy they are to add to your day. Sprinkle them over your morning cereal, toss a few in your salad, or just enjoy them as an afternoon snack when you feel a little hungry. Keep a small container of them in your purse, in the car, or on your kitchen counter. They're a crunchy little reminder to nourish yourself. And if chewing is difficult, or you're worried about teeth or dentures, you can always go for natural nut butters. Just be sure to read the label and choose ones without added sugar or hydrogenated oils. A spoonful of almond butter on a slice of whole grain toast? Pure heaven, and pure healing, too. What I love about this list of foods is that none of them require a drastic change. You don't need to count calories, weigh your meals, or cut out everything you enjoy. It's not about going on a diet, it's about upgrading your choices. Imagine this, you're building a little team of healers in your kitchen. Salmon's got your joints. Berries have your back. Turmeric's handling inflammation. Olive oil's watching your heart. Leafy greens are doing the heavy lifting. And now, nuts are in there quietly strengthening you from the inside out. Together, they create a beautiful, supportive foundation for your body to thrive. And yes, it takes time. You won't wake up tomorrow completely pain-free. But these foods are like loyal companions. The more you welcome them into your life, the more they work behind the scenes, repairing, calming, and nurturing your body in ways you might not even realize right away. Over time, you might find that your hands move a little more easily. Your knees don't protest as much when you climb stairs. Maybe your afternoon slump isn't quite as heavy, and your mood stays steadier. Maybe your digestion gets a little smoother, your sleep a little deeper. Those little improvements add up. They build into a life that feels easier, lighter, more joyful. And isn't that what we're all after? Not just a long life, but a good one. A life where we can enjoy walking in the garden, holding the grandbaby, laughing with friends, or just feeling good in our own skin. Food can help get you there. It really can. Now, before we wrap up, let's take a gentle breath and remind ourselves, we don't need to do everything at once. You're not expected to clean out your pantry today or start cooking turmeric-laced quinoa bowls tomorrow, unless you want to. Start small. Start with what feels manageable. Maybe this week you pick up a pack of frozen blueberries and toss them into your oatmeal. Maybe you switch your cooking oil to olive oil. Maybe you try sprinkling turmeric into your soup, or keep a jar of almonds near the TV instead of crackers. And maybe next week, you try one more thing. Just one. That's all it takes. Because here's the truth, your body is always listening. Always responding. And even now, especially now, it wants to heal. It wants to support you. You just have to give it the tools to do that. You've lived a lot of life. You've seen a lot, loved a lot, learned a lot. And you deserve to feel your best, whatever your age. So let's raise a toast, maybe with a cup of golden milk or a handful of walnuts, to nourishing ourselves with care, with compassion, and with joy. Remember, small changes really can make a big difference. You don't have to be perfect. You just have to begin. And I'd love to hear from you. What foods make you feel your best? Have you tried adding more anti-inflammatory foods to your meals? Drop a comment below. I read every one, and your story could inspire someone else on their journey, too. If you found this helpful, don't forget to like the video, share it with someone you care about, and subscribe to the channel for more down-to-earth tips on living your healthiest, happiest life, at any age. Here's to feeling better, moving easier, and enjoying life more, one bite at a time. Take care, and I'll see you in the next video.